That really surprised me. You're always into
I
trades,
took
but
2 trades today.
oh, got it, got it.
I'm up today, but uh I took 2 trades today. I got stopped out in profits on one. Yeah, so it's like I've been trading, but it's like it doesn't know where it wants to go, man. To be honest, right?
Yeah,
It's one of
absolutely.
those. Uh, I don't want to fight. I think we're gonna go up, but it's just like how how much bullshit do you want to wait through, kind of deal, right?
Yes, absolutely. Completely agree with that.
I
Although
think
I do think that
okay,
we're going
yeah, yeah.
down.
Let me guess, you're up on you're long on XRP or something fucking crazy.
No, not really. Actually, a couple of shorts, bro. But yeah, actually, I want to take a look at XRP. Let me get started there because I haven't looked at it. And I was looking at it yesterday, and it looked fine. It looked fine for
You're
me.
nasty, bro. You must have a picture. I think you have a picture of Brad Garlinghouse on your bathroom right in front of the toilet.
Yeah, it's
You know?
printed on the paper, man, on the toilet paper.
Yeah, because it's a shit coin.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, I mean, yeah, but I'm coming to appreciate it a little bit more. And the community, brother, they are amazing. Yeah, perfect. In fact, this is what I was expecting or looking for. Let's go to the 4 hours. We had a trend lining here. Oh, beautiful. Not only a trend line, it went to my boxing here. I actually did not took this long, just so you know. And well, then as we having some flip of the ribbon, and also if we bring up our RSI Prime, what we're looking for are tiny candles, like tiny itty bitty candles, like that one right there, right? Like this one's right here, right? That's where you start getting some reversal signals. That is to compensate with sometimes because of momentum. Well, then your momentum is flat on your oscillator or it's a little choppy. You can also help you out with the RSI Prime. By the way, guys, RSI Prime is a free indicator for Chart Prime. Please use it. It is amazing. Something important, it is that I'm using it on Heikki Nashi candles. The RSI Prime. It is just, if you didn't know, developers on Chart Prime, they got the RSI and they transform it into candles. That way you can apply candlestick analysis to the RSI and actually read trends out of the momentum. So that is, I would say, very genius. Well, oh
That's what
man,
I think about XRP.
it doesn't turn you on at all. Well, what can I say? It's been pretty excited, man. I mean, look at that. We nailed this trading here. There was 2 trades in there. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I don't quite remember. This is like my, I don't know. Let's just say my pingu, if
Hmm.
if you will. So we're having this almost breakout. Let me actually draw it a little bit more professional looking like this. We have a breakout, retest, continuation. We need to take out this high for me to then go back into the dynamic reactor, my next entry. So I think that we could be having something like this, coming back lower, much lower, and then finally move to the upside. So if you see here, this also gave us a bottom with green bars on the MVP oscillator. So boom shakalaka in here. And well, too bad because I also did not took this trade. I was away. I was trading other shit coins to be honest. But that was a pretty good one. So I think I'm gonna be waiting for this one to come up a little bit and then come back down. Let me see if I have some order blocks that are not that smashed into the charts. Here it is. All right, I have a soft order block. I think we can make it to that soft order block and of course to this predictive range. So I still stand behind my analysis. Let's just leave it as is, and we'll see how that plays out. But I'm going to be setting an alert in here in case we start reversing, and an alert in here for me to enter my short. So that's what I got on Toncoin. Toncoin, that's what I went long. I am long on Toncoin. I already have taken 50% out. It's not much, I know, but we're on resistance. So I'm trying to avoid by the tops in here. I was actually, my entry was initially in here as we were looking for a bounce of the dynamic reactor. What happens? And this is exactly what I wanted to show you guys. This is a little trick I use. I always have my RSI prime in here as my oscillator. I always have my Pro Plus oscillator, and that's because it gives me the Pro Plus, gives me the power bars, the VWAP reversals, and the money flow, and very important, most important recently, and of course I need to give credit to this beautiful author next to me. He came up with this strategy. It is this choppy line right down here. So when you see that clipping and then you have a divergence, so clipping divergence, that's when you start looking for longs. What
Oh, I showed them
exactly?
all those tricks, bro. They showed them
Oh,
the clipping
nice.
divergence. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, I need to go to the washroom."
Oh man, you got it. So that is oh, um, how would that be? Alex, oh, it's got it going on. All right, so that's what I got.
That's
My
Stacy's mom.
that's Stacy's mom. Yeah, what a '90s song. Love it.
So good.
So good, yes. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you ever heard the other part, how Stacy sings to the kid. It's been on TikTok rolling around. That's a pretty awesome song. And then I always have my traditional prime oscillator indicator in here. So why? Because I just grew with this. So I'm a simple creature here. Out of like sometimes I just want to look something that I very familiarized with, right? So this is what I was expecting, a flip of the ribbon. When did it happen? It did not really happen until the actual ribbon start flipping here. And well, where were we? Somewhere around there. But it's a little difficult to read this sometimes because if you don't have the momentum is flat. And despite the thing keeps moving, your momentum might be a little bit flat. So how do you compensate with this? Well, then you can see that they both are equally the same. But there we go. You can bring up, this is what I use my RSI prime to give me, oh, come on, tiny candles like this one. So tiny candle, tiny candle, tiny candles, tiny candles, tiny candle, tiny candle, tiny candle, so on. Well, you get the point, right? And that helps me to debug sometimes flat zones in here. For example, this flat zone, where do you start looking for it? Well, the first tiny candles, these two, let's mark them so you guys can see it, right? And remember, tiny candles along with your resistance. Then the next tiny candle, it is right there. Let's see how that played out. Let me make this a little smaller. Here it is. And look at that. Beautiful. I mean, right here, are we on resistance? Yes, we were on resistance. But in here, in this case, we went a little bit higher. Again, tiny candles coming back down. I would think, let me just, and this will be a speculation, of course. I think in this case, I would have gone for a short position somewhere around here. There we go. My stop loss would have been, oh, don't move that. My stop loss would have been right here with a little bit of a wiggle room. And then I would have get stopped out. Then as soon as I get my other tiny candles, there we go. That's when I start looking for another short re-entry. And well, oh, like this. And my stop loss at here and give myself a little bit of that wiggle room. So as you can see, well, you still need to use your strategy, right? So if you're still on entry points, well, you rinse and repeat and take that possibility. So yeah, that's how I use those indicators. I'm right now on a long in here. Let me show you. I just move it all around because I need to wait for that tiny candle to close. So there it is, candle close, candle open, somewhere around here. And well, then right now I'm in profits, taking 50% out just in case this thing rolls back down and takes me out. But other than that, doing pretty good. Some other stuff that has been moving, Sui. I think you gave an entry on Sui, didn't you?
Bro, I gave 2 entries on Sui, man. Bro, such
Nice.
a banger trade.
Nice, nice. All right, so I did one of my entries went to the downside. That was a perfect entry right here. The next one I did not cut the pump, and this is one of the ones that you gave in here. That was a fantastic trade, by the way, phenomenal trade. And right now I'm looking for the short in here. So we're breaking through that zero line in here. We're getting almost there at the top. And come on, why this not drawing here at the top for reversal zones, and I need to look for what am I going to be reversing. Areas of interest, we have a little nut in here, and of course we have a little top in here. So what am I going to be looking for? Well, let's just get this out of the way. I'm going to be looking for an early, maybe 2 or 3 candle pump, and then a reversal for a long position, or if I'm able to reach this top, a short position for breakout retest. So that's what I got so far. Could you maybe tell us a little bit more on your trades today, or how is the Chop City going? What is your perspective? What are you going to be waiting for? Maybe, I don't know, today or tomorrow. What's up with the markets?
Yeah, no worries. So I did take a little long here. I'm pretty much stop loss to entry now. Looking for, I really want to see the sweep of 117 and then a rejection. So I really want to see this, get everybody excited. You know, they're all like, "Oh my God, Chica Bonita's coming over tonight," and then this is what I want to see. We do have, bottoming structure, clipping, all that stuff in here. So I want people to get trapped, right? Right now, I got long this morning from here, stopped out here, made $60. Should have just kept my stop loss a little bit lower, but that's fine. I was in the right direction, so that's cool. Then we came down into here. I saw the push up here, so the break of structure. So I'm looking for a retest. We got the retest and continuation out. Okay. So very short-term time frames. I even have to go like on the 1 minute, right? So you break structure here, you come down, you put it in a high, right? You put in a lower low, bullish divergence, as you can see in here. Okay, you put in a higher high. So now I'm looking for a retest continuation in here. So here's your retest of the orb. Okay, and then continuation out. Okay, so I'm currently in this trade right now, up about $100 or whatever. But what I really want to see is the mitigation of this box up here. Okay, a lower high, lower low. I'll get short here and take this thing down to 115,700 minimum. Why is that? Because you say, "Oh, Alex, how do you know to look here?" Yada yada. You got to zoom out, right? Always making your plan before you jump into the charts, right? So, what do we see here? A couple of things that happen that are quite perfect, right? We can say that we had a perfect back test of this high, which is absolutely bullish in my opinion. We had Donald Trump tweeting, right? But when we look at this range, right, what we need to understand is a couple of things. Is right now we are retesting back into the value area. Okay, now this looks great, like reclaim value area low. But if I isolate the price action to here, we are now back testing this range. Okay, so this is the important thing about isolating price that not a lot of people will teach you, right? Like you'll be pulling your fixed range volume profile in here, you'll get a bunch of data, right? What you want to do is pull your tool so you're isolating the candles that are relevant to the range that you want data from. I don't need to know about anything outside of this area, right? Because if I pull this in here, gives me some very, and this is good for volume. You can see where the volume is and stuff like that. That's cool. But what I want is this area, right? So if I can pull this thing a little bit more accurately, right, in this area here, isolating price, I can see right now that we are back testing the value area low. Okay, so we have yet to reclaim the range. So for me, as a very knowledgeable range-bound trader, we are back testing this low. What I would like to see is claiming this low And then we can look for the rotation to the highs, right? Rotating into the highs of the range, right? Premium, discount, if we turn on our tools, right? And we look at premium and discount, right? So this is giving me the full range. So I would have to zoom in to get this range, right? You can see how we have that predictive ranges in there, right? Equilibrium. So even coming all the way down here is our discount, right? So I want to put this tool within the range that isolates this. So I would go into like maybe a 30-minute we'll do it, right? And I got to see what premium and discount was up in here, right? Because I want premium to be up here, discount to be up here, right? And I want that value area to be in here. So look at that. Retesting the golden area. We have our median here. We are now rejecting from the golden area. Look, double golden area here. So we need to reclaim that in order to start a new range, okay? And these are the things that I like to kind of teach you guys, because right now, this is the top of the zone. This is where we should be looking for shorts, okay? This low, in my opinion, is kind of weak, right? And remember, we were talking about that yesterday, how we would give everybody, Valhalla, right? What's happened, right? What has happened? We have done exactly what we were talking about. We are doing this here, right? We said it shrinks a bit because it's a tighter range, right? But we are giving people Valhalla right now, right? So we give them Valhalla all the way up, depending on how high we get, and then we break their friggin' hearts, okay? And this is what you need to be prepared for, okay? Because nothing goes up forever. This is news-driven pumpage, okay? Remember, seasonality says we're sideways and down. August, September, right? So trying to be patient here, not getting too much FOMO up at the top, right? Like OC said, he's looking for shorts. I wonder why, right? And so am I, right? So am I. I'm looking for this thing to top out at a resistance level, right? Now that I'm zoomed in, right? The minimum I would be looking for is to revisit these highs. The minimum coming back down and going, right? And guess what? If I delete this and I show you my charts and how I've prepared them this morning, right? That's exactly what we're looking for, right? That's exactly what we're looking for right in here. Okay. So Chop City, in my opinion, the market maker we have the news. Now it's enticing buyers, okay? It's enticing buyers. Buy. And guess what? Their money, buy. Because it's going to most likely rug them, right? So if you are taking longs up here, remember tight stop loss, really quick trades like I am, right? Because it's so important to really understand where we are. We need to get above and reclaim. Okay, if we reclaim, okay, let's see. Maybe we can rotate up to the highs. Lots of liquidity up here. But I sure as hell think that, they're typically not going to let everybody just get long and strong all the way up here. They want balance, right? They want to wreck as many bulls and bears as possible. Therefore, I'm favoring shorts, but I will take longs intermittently, right? So look at this. Perfect trend line, rejection, retest continuation, right? And this can continue to build, nice uptrend momentum here. That's great. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the SFP. And down we go. That's it. Doesn't mean I can't treat this like a mini range this morning and take advantage of it. We have a nice orb here to trade. So buy low, sell high. I think Piper took a short here. I took a long here, right? So you can still make money in here. But you must be quick. You must be taking profits. You must be pretty actively trading. Okay. Let's go over to Sui. Jesus. So this was I gave a second Sui trade to my community yesterday. But this was the first one, and this was the second one. Pretty awesome. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, bottoming structure. Hype, same thing. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Link, strategic reserve news. I've never had a better link setup in my life. But anyways, really good trade here for Link. So a couple of these big coins pushing right now. So when we get something like this, our first thought should always be retest to previous size. Okay, Fartcoin. I think it's doing it right now. Retest to previous size, right? Sometimes the meme coins, they do it quicker, right? Look, retest to previous size. It's bouncing now, right? Okay. Pengu. Guess what it's doing? Retest to previous size, right? So these are, warning signs. Alts are much more volatile, right? Virtual, nice breakout too, getting above that $1.30. I've been giving you guys the $1.30 to $1.15 buy zone. This was an accumulation zone that I gave you guys last week, the week before. I told you I was buying down here. Okay, I've been accumulating down here. I said the lowest it goes is $1, but this pink box is where you're looking to buy most of your virtual. Okay, and look, we're starting to break out of that pink box. So we could be getting a reversal on our hands on a lot of these so-called bullish tokens. Okay. Pepe looking good too. Breaking momentum to the upside. Retest continuation for Pepe, possibility. Okay, so lots of good signs after the news. But like I said, want to be level-headed here. Don't want to be overly bullish. Just want to be aware that, hey, we can go here. We can continue to pump. Where does this stop though, right? Are we going to reclaim that range, or are we going to get rejected? Your job is to pay attention up here. Okay. Right now, you got to be quick in here, right? Looks like we are pushing here, building momentum. Typically what happens is that you push, you get a blow off top, and then you rug everybody. That's just my experience. So be aware of that. Okay, going forward. The NASDAQ breaking down. So there's some warning signs too. Okay, NASDAQ, obviously a big push up here, but breaking down today. The SPY, same thing. Okay, opening up really nicely and then rugging down. Okay, so some warning signs to be aware of here. Same with the Russell. Okay, so not out of the woods yet. Total 3, getting up to this major resistance. So this is the thing. A beautiful higher high, guys. A beautiful higher high today. Okay. However, we're in major resistance now. However, this means that since we put in this high here, any retracement can be bought up now on a higher term time frame, because you can see this. We have a higher high, a higher low, another higher high. So now we are just looking for a higher low on total 3, which is your total market cap for altcoins. So this is a very good bullish indication of possible continuation. Okay, so a very important sign on total 3. So be aware of that. Going over to our good old friend USDT dominance. For me, on this chart, we have a string of lower highs throughout here. Okay, always back testing previous lows and getting rejected. This is a strong bullish sign here. Looking to come back for the liquidity. Okay, not that there's liquidity in USDT dominance, but this is how I would treat this chart, right? Looking to come back into this area here. Okay, and it looks like we're rolling over a little bit here, which is a good sign of weakness. We want to see this thing. If I inverted this chart, right? This is a bullish looking chart. Okay. So always remember, sometimes it's important to flip things too, right? Like if I go over to Bitcoin right now and I flip this, does this look like bottoming structure to you? I'd say yes, right? What are we looking for here? We're looking for the spring, right? We're looking for the boop and go, right? Then we put it the right way around. That's what we're looking for, right? So sometimes flip your chart, Alt-I, right? Flip your chart can give you a little bit of can help you deal with the hopium, right? With the FOMO, with the emotional damage, right? Because it's very important to stay level-headed here. Okay, we don't want to just be pressing buy because everybody. I mean, Now I did give this level yesterday as a buy level here, in here. But you're not entering. So we talked about bottoming structure in here when OC was on his little break. But you we have the buy level, right? And I talked to you guys about reversal patterns, right? If you are entering this trade, where are you entering? 1, 2, or 3? Where are you entering? 1, 2, or 3? You guys can let me know because I taught you guys this. What are you looking for in here? You're looking for one thing to give you the hey dummy pay attention, okay? You're looking for the breakage structure. Okay, this is what you're looking for. Once you see that break of structure, right? You see a higher high come in. Now you're looking for an entry. Now I also told you guys you're looking for what? 1, 2, or 3, right? 1, 2, or 3. You're either looking for an aggressive push, you're looking for a full retracement, or you're looking for an SFP. Okay, 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Because you've broken structure, now you're looking for this. Entry conditions for a 1, because it's aggressive and you have the possibility of doing 2 or 3, you must have a candle close above the high. Okay. Which is typically a 382 or a retest of previous highs, which is what you got here. So this is a 1, right? 382 bounce. Didn't come down to our retracement 618786, and it did an SFP. So the rules that I showed you guys is that this candle coming up here can close above the high here, and then you can enter stop loss below the low. That's the rules that I taught you guys. Okay. So that's your entries, number 3. And obviously Valhalla, but you cannot, I mean, this is 3 a.m. for a lot of people. So, but that's the entry there. You have the key zone where you're looking for the bounce. Now you wait for the break of structure. You enter on the trend, reversal. Who the hell wants to enter here and just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and have the worry when you can have confidence and confirmation going up? Okay? Okay? And yes, I did warn everybody about the stiletto pattern right here. Perfect stiletto pattern. And it SFP'd and it rugged everybody. No trade. However, a nice bottoming bullish divergence, higher high, continuation. Okay? In a key area. That's the thing. I give you guys these areas, right? 115 to 106, okay? So let's draw the box here. Let's get rid of everything here. This is why you have to learn how to mark out your chart. What is this? Okay? There's nothing here. How do I get that level? All right? So we got the highs here, right? So this is the level. We got the highs here. So I'm going to mark out this high. I'm going to drag that over, first and foremost. I'm looking for a retest of previous highs, right? Maybe you got a dynamic reactor coming in here. Oh, pretty cool, eh? Ooh, magic, right? Right? So maybe I extend this box a little bit higher. What else do I have in here? VWAP, VWAP, VWAP. Okay. Order block just below. Okay. I'll include that. So that's pretty big now. What else do we have in here? Impulse. Impulse move. Where's my first low to this high? We have this high here. Where's my first low? Here, 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 here. It's here. Okay? That's my first low. So impulse swing low to swing high. Golden pocket. Ooh, okay. Pretty cool, right? And then I tighten it up a little bit because I'm favoring the high and I'm favoring the golden pocket. Okay? And that's how you get the level, right? I'm not just here throwing boxes on the screen so it looks pretty. I've put in some work into these boxes, right? I can do this relatively fast. You get better with time, right? Why are we looking here? Why are we looking here? Revisit a previous highs. Golden pocket 786. Right? It works, man. Don't tell me it doesn't work. Just requires you to be patient and wait for confirmation. Okay? Magic. Okay? Why are we looking here? Value area low of the previous range. Right? Value area low of the previous range. I believe, I'm not 100% sure. 786? No, it wasn't that one. Is it? No, the macro one's higher. There's something else in here. I can't remember what it is anyways. I've done the work ahead of time to trust it. Right? That's why I know up here, that's a golden pocket liquidity zone. That's a liquidity zone. That's a big liquidity zone, all-time high, right? It's right here, golden pocket. Macro golden pocket as well. So we go from low to high, right? Includes that. So on and so forth. But marking out those key levels, then getting into, okay, where are we looking, right? Using your tools. Order blocks. Liquidity zones. Fibonacci zones, right? The order blocks on here are so effective if you know how to trade them, right? The basis for trading an order block that I use on a short-term time frame. Let me see if it does it here, and I can show you guys. All right, so we'll turn this on here. Okay, there's liquidity zone order block, right? So what we're looking for here is the push and continuation, right? You can see push and continuation, push and continuation, push and continuation. So the rules based on my order block strategy on the 3-minute time frame, if we're pushing like this, is your entry goes in the order block, stop loss below the lowest wick with a bit of wiggle room. You see the wick right there? See how it's below the order block? You're still going to include that in your stop loss, and you're looking for that continuation 3-to-1 risk to reward. Okay, now we know this runs away, but that's the setup that I use all the time for an order block trade. And I can go and find you examples if you want, but that's how I do it. And you can apply that to up-only strategy as well. Look at this, OC. We're pumping, baby. We're going to Valhalla.
Oh my God. All right, so let's buy the top. Ready? On the count of 3. FOMO. Oh, nice. Man, how is the jet lag, by the way? Well, it's not that you took a jet, but I think, yeah, right? Is it applied the same, or is it called the same?
I just died yesterday. I died. I was like, I thought my wife was up, and she normally will remind me, and I didn't set my alarm, and I'm like, I'll get up. No, right through, bro. She's like, she comes in, she's like, you got work. And I'm like, work's over. Oh, man. Crazy.
I know.
37 hours in 2 days, bro.
That's crazy, bro. That's very crazy. I wasn't aware that you're moving like state to state or like to region. I thought you were taking a vacation, to be honest.
Toronto to Calgary in 2 days, bro.
Wow.
Man. You type that in, and you type it in, and it suggests flights. You type it in Google, and it goes, "Oh, you want to fly?"
That was 2 days straight. You did that in 2 days straight, right?
2 days straight. Yeah. So I did 22 hours first, and then I did 16 or something.
Holy. Yeah. All right. Let me also, we still have a couple of more minutes. Let me bring up my chart of Bitcoin, and you already did my analysis, man. I mean, I was just looking at the same thing. Yeah. Look at that. This is what I also had in that I was showing on the morning market report. And what I'm looking here is to enter for a short. That is because this is the lower portion of the range, right? It's another breakout, it's another retest. but we are still above. And by the way, guys, if you get this little symbol here, just go into the settings, change something, change it back, click OK, and let it load. That is oversaturation of the RAM, not from your computer, but from the TradingView systems. All right. There we go. We are breaking through that dynamic reactor, and we're doing it with a very big candle, big body candle going through. That is almost a confirmation by itself, right? So it is a confirmation for me. So going to the resistance, what is the resistance? Right here below, there we go, below on this low portion of the range, and also right below this big area of ranging, which is this parity between buyers and sellers. So they're fighting over that area, right? We can be expecting a little bit of a range or act as a resistance. So far I do see a resistance. I'm not going to be jumping in like immediately. What I want to see first, it is getting into rejection zones. And that for me, that's where that dotted line, that dashed line, it's at, right? So when we cross that dashed line, that's what I'm preparing for a short position. Again, not immediately, because if you see here, right on this candle, we enter on reversal areas, but the actual very top was on the very next candle here when we start retracing. So the same thing I'm looking here right now. I'm not quite there with the short, despite I already have my alert, but I already have not yet ringed. And look at that, it's at 116,855, and we haven't reached it. I mean, I don't know how we haven't, but there it is. We haven't. There we go. Almost about to be in a hit. And after I see that, I'm going to be looking for that flip of the ribbon and some tiny candles right here at the top. So it seems like I might still need for 1 or 2 more candles. This is the idea, but the confirmation, it's not here. So I just wanted to show you guys, because I showed this also in the morning market report. And remember, my entry might vary a little bit above or below depending on the price action, but so far, again, this is the trading idea. I want to bring up right here a couple of other stuff, which are my predictive ranges, and based on my predictive ranges, I could also be looking for a entry right here somewhere around 117, 168, or something around that ballpark. Again, when I'm on reversal zones, when I see tiny candles, and when I'm on resistance, that is going to be my next entry. If I don't get those, I mean, I'll just keep moving it until I get that, and maybe I'll be shorting the top of the range. But in that meantime, I also going to be looking for breakout inside the range, a little bit of a flag or retracement, my buy in and longing it first TP1 to 118 and TP2 to 119. Just so you guys are aware, not because I'm looking for a short right now means that I'm gonna be ignoring the long possibility. In fact, I like longing more than shorting. I don't know why, it's just the way that my brain works. But yeah, I think that is what we got for now, guys. Alex, would you like to do you have anything else, or would you like to wrap the class up for today?
Don't be silly, wrap your willy. Let's go, baby. Bitcoin, all-time highs coming in probably October.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's good, man. I think we covered a lot today, and
you heard it here first.
yeah,
Bitcoin is going to zero.
I mean, they're trying right now. They're trying to entice buyers. I'm telling you, right? If it does push, breakout, retest. So wait for that retest if you're going to get long. Okay, use good risk management. Pay yourself early. Don't chase the price, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye, guys.